Hey, I just want to check these two out really quick. I'm able to check these two out?
Yes. Can I help you?
Yeah, I just wanted to check these two things out.
Okay. Let's see what you got here. Ooh, okay. Holiday in the Sun, nice choice. You know, it's the new Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie. It was from 2001, pretty new. It was actually released by Dual Star Entertainment, and apparently it's already a modern classic. I don't know, I think it's pretty cool. Let's see what else you got. Death Stranding, huh? New Hideo Kojima game. You know, Hideo Kojima.
I see the Metal Gear Solid.
Penguin Adventure, right?
Am
I right?
Yeah, I forgot that one.
Gotta check the back of this stuff.
Thanks. This place is pretty cool. I've never really seen a library like it.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Do you need my library card at all?
Do you have one?
No.
Scan this in here.
Is it done yet?
It doesn't work that fast, okay? These don't just magically go in. You really gotta get it in there. You gotta, like, it takes time, okay?
Sorry.
Hey, it's done.
Gee, thanks. I just moved into Muskington County.
Oh, nice,
And
okay.
yeah, this library's pretty cool. We never had any back for where I'm from and all that, and so.
Well, and where are you from?
Vermont.
It's be beautiful up there with all that snow.
I meant to say California.
Oh. Okay, well, you know, our founder, really great man, he scrimped and he saved and he built this place with his own 2 hands. And he filled it with books so we could have this library for people to enjoy it. People like you. You know, it's, well, as for Muskington County, we're a growing population. We've got 362 people. So, you know, we're becoming one of the most populated places this side of the country. So, pretty cool. You know, I can show you around a little bit if you want. We actually just got a new exhibit in. Did you want to check it out?
Sure,
It's just over in the reading area. Let's go that way.
Cool. What's it called?
It's called
The Exhibit of Exhibits.
So Exhibit actually went through Muskington County once. He asked to use our restroom. When I say restroom, I'm a little bit exaggerating. He actually used the restroom of the gas station down the way.
Nice. But what's the computer for?
Oh, so we also were graciously given a fund to help recreate every episode of that hit show of his, Pimp My Ride. Did you want to see it?
Sure. So how many episodes have you done so far?
Just this intro. Blew the whole budget for the library for the year on this. It's pretty cool though, right? Oh, look at the lightning.
Yeah,
The cars.
yeah.
Yeah.
It was
All right, cars. Let's roll.
awesome. Yeah, thanks for showing me the whole exhibit thing. I've never met someone who's that passionate about exhibit.
Yeah, no. I felt like the library was missing something. Well, didn't we originally come back here to talk about the stuff you're going to check out?
That's true. That is true.
So,
That is true.
which one do you want to talk about first? Because, I mean,
I guess the new game from Hideo Kojima, who's the director of Penguin Adventure Death Stranding.
yeah, that sounds good. Hey, you remembered.
I did. I read the back of the box now.
Oh, cool. Because I got notes.
Cool. So, what is Death Stranding about?
Death Stranding is very reminiscent of the classic Journey to the West story, whether we were talking about the Chinese original or the more American journey of colonial expansion. It starts with one man who is tasked with journeying west in order to make his country, and in many ways, himself, whole again after an apocalyptic event occurs. He amasses a team of strong, misfit individuals to help him on his quest and aid him in overcoming obstacles and hazards along the way.
This stars Sam, played by Norman Reedus, in honestly a role that he's extremely good in.
He's perfect for it.
I know there was so much hype going into this game, and so everyone was thinking that it was going to be this perfect masterpiece.
This magnum
Kojima
opus.
is finally unchained from Konami. He can fight his way through
Yeah.
the halls of Sony.
Oh,
And
a lot of people were kind of hoping for PT more
Yeah,
than anything,
yeah.
especially since that was technically the last thing he ever put out. And I feel like since he had so many of the same people attached, it made people even more like ravenous for it. So when the final product came out, it was very polarizing.
where the game is right is in Sam's character.
Absolutely.
Because I think for the first time, and I could be wrong, I'm sure someone will correct me, but for the first
It is
time,
the internet.
it is the internet. For the first time in a Kojima game, at least that I've played, there's a character that's kind of almost not putting up with the bullshit. And that's great. It's so good. It's so
They're very-
refreshing to see someone that's like is consistently kind of saying like, what the fuck? Like, why am I
Like, what? No. Yeah.
yeah, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Why? And that's what I kind of appreciate about his character is that he's supposed to be kind of almost an everyman.
Yeah.
And
And I think Norman Reedus was really perfect for that role.
Why me?
Look, Sam. Do as I ask, and I promise it will all make sense.
Why don't you do it?
Because I'm not really here.
his character has an aversion to
Touch.
touch.
Yeah.
And so there's all these handprints all over
Yeah.
him, and that's from when people have touched him over the years because it's caused.
It's basically caused physical manifestations of a psychological scarring.
Yeah, it's.
And that's actually shown in the trailer, the first trailer that showed where he was like, you know, in his birthday suit, and there's the handprints that pop up, but you see like indent or like imprints of other handprints, and when you're first watching it, you don't really think about the fact that that's an actual character trait.
What's the other mark from?
A clingy woman in a cave.
I see. Aphenphosmphobia. No wonder you were out there alone, where no one could touch you.
A lot of the side characters that he works alongside can be really compelling, but I also feel like sometimes some of the eccentricities of the characters can be a little much.
Yeah.
Overall, I still did enjoy the development of Sam. I feel like the journey to the West mindset really works with this.
Because his character is incredibly, like, closed off
Withdrawn.
from the world and super withdrawn.
Please, Sam. We need you.
I'm Sam Porter Bridges now. I'm not a Strand. Hell, I'm not even part of this outfit. You all saw to that. I'm not getting involved with you or anyone else ever again.
Wait!
See? It's like I'm not even here. Same as it ever was.
But over time, he's starting to learn how to live again, basically.
Yeah, and how to connect with others. Yeah.
Because that's the whole thing of the game, is connecting with others and
Strands.
Yeah, strands. This game is hard to talk about without giving anything away. Is hard to talk about in a very contained sort of package.
Yeah. Some of the other characters that end up being part of his group, Fragile, I personally really liked her character. She's a fellow courier that was betrayed. She ends up using Sam a little bit. She's using his alliance in order to kind of exact her own kind of revenge. Deadman, who is a mortician who works with Sam to maintain his defective BB. He's kind of trying to unravel the mysteries surrounding Sam's mission. We also get Mama and Lockney, who are genius twins who developed the Cupid, which is that necklace that you see on him. Heartman, who's a scientist who can explore other people's beaches. He needs the chiral network up in order to connect to the other scientists so they can better understand the BTs and the Death Stranding. You're unpackaging the world with each of the new people that you meet.
Yeah.
And you're also learning more about Sam.
Kojima's direction is great. It's fantastic that he was able to cobble all these insanely bizarre ideas together in a video game where rainfall
Causes time to advance.
And everyone eats bugs and there's sludge monsters and Hannibal's in there.
Also, I think Hideo Kojima is probably the only person outside of maybe Nintendo that can essentially sell a game that has some of the most mundane feeling mechanics without it being a bad thing.
Yeah.
I feel like with Animal Crossing, the mundane aspect of it is what makes it so great. And I feel like with Death Stranding, it's very similar.
You have this baby with you that you use to help see ghosts.
You can detect spooks.
You can see all the spooks with the baby. That's really the game.
Yeah.
And
you have like pee, poop, and blood grenades that you use to combat against those spooky dooky ghosts.
You're trying to get to the other side of the United States.
Yeah.
Because you start off on the East Coast and you're trying to get all the way to the West Coast.
And you're basically setting up a 4G data plan for everyone so that they can be connected.
You run into Conan O'Brien.
Yeah. He's wearing an otter hat. He gives you an otter hat. That's
that
pretty
helps
cool.
you swim.
Face it, Space Ghost! You're a spaceman that choked on a muffin!
Which brings me into the news section of this video. What the game is wrong. I read that off the script And I read what the game is wrong.
Instead of where?
It's definitely a fascinating world, but
Absolutely, yeah.
there are way too many terms and processes and how this world works. It's so cool
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
overly convoluted at the same time.
And I'm sure there is more explanation than what we got into, but
The only other place that you find this other sort of information are these, they're not interviews, because it's just text. There's like, that's what I actually appreciated about
the Phantom Pain.
The Phantom Pain, was that you could listen to these interrogations and all this stuff on your cassette tape as you're doing missions.
Yeah.
So you could get filled in on, if I'm doing a mission and I'm like, who's this Skullface character? I can go into my backpack of cassettes.
That for some reason you're always carrying?
Yeah, I always have all these cassettes in my bag, and I'm like...
I'm surprised you're not
I'm
like...
and I'm pulling out. I'm like, oh, this is Spando Ballet. It's true. No, maybe it's...
No, I'm looking for Ocelot number 35. Let's pop that sucker in. And
when you look up on Yahoo, Alta Vista, Google, whatever it is, you type in Death Stranding, one of the first things that comes up right after it is lore. And you have to sift through these articles just to get like the base...
the bare bones information you're looking
because
for.
Everything's an acronym and everything is its own word. Dooms, Homo Demons, UCA, Cupid, Chiralium, Repatriate, Timefall, Odradek, Void Out, Strands, Knots, Mules, Ha, Ka, Extinction Events, Cryobites, Still Mothers, BBs, BTs, PCCs, CD, DVD, HD DVD. I'm probably missing a whole bunch.
One thing that really bothers me, that I feel like some media can do really well, is meta humor. In a video game where you're trying to experience this and you're in like a specific zone, it can take you out of it really quick. It can ruin the immersion, and that can be really frustrating. The whole, like, the game over, that's whatever. You know, you kind of roll your eyes at it, it's whatever. The problem is when it's in excess, like with Heartman's thumbs up. It's just, it's funny the first 2 times. After that, you're just like...
It's fine. It's just once he starts doing it to the camera, that's when it's like, okay, we get it. We get it. Let's move on. There's also a line later.
Let's go home.
How do we do it? Do we jump like Fragile?
No. The beach goes the whole way. We run. Together.
Run?
Yeah. Like Mario and Princess Beach.
I feel like we've talked a lot negatively about this game, but
And we definitely do enjoy the game.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was a cool experience.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to keep, like, hitting a dead horse, but then what's up with the product placement?
Yeah. Oh my
Like-
god, I've completely didn't even talk about that.
I have an entire, you probably can't see, I have an entire paragraph right here just dedicated to the product placement. So I'm going to kind of go into some of the bizarre branding. Are Norman Reedus and Sam Porter Bridges 2 separate people in this world? The AMC ride advertisement on the shower. AMC's ride, the producers and like the people that were part of the show, how they helped design the bike. I think that's fine.
But why do you have that ginormous billboard when Norman Reedus
goes
takes
poop?
a shit?
They could have just shown an advertisement for the bike.
Yeah.
Oh, build
yeah.
yours today.
Yeah.
It's subtle, but it works.
Yeah.
The Monster Energy drink thing, I don't think they could have made that subtle. I think the only non-obtrusive one is the Ludens fan.
I don't want to be weird, but I feel you and I might have like a connection or something.
The Luden is the symbol for Kojima Productions. So,
Yeah.
again, if you didn't know that, you wouldn't know what a Ludens fan is. You would just be interested enough to look it up. And
Yeah.
that's subtle. That's
Yeah.
the most subtle I think Kojima is in this entire game.
Yeah, and it's not very.
No, not at all. But it's nice.
I've never played a Delivery Man game before.
Yeah,
Maybe besides Paperboy on the NES.
that's true. So again, only Nintendo and Kojima can make that a compelling game.
Hey, there we go. The
Yeah.
strands.
They
They're
are connected.
They're connected.
They're
They're
connected.
connected.
One, two, three.
So, Kit,
Yeah.
you party?
Shut up.
Because our next video is,
Oh yeah.
it's Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen's Holiday in the Sun. Produced by Diesel Star Entertainment in 2001. It's one of the greatest films I've ever seen in my life. Hands down. I know it sounds like I'm joking, but I've never seen a movie that's so far stuck in its own time. Especially, I feel like with early 2000s movies. I mean, there's classics. There's like Clock Stoppers. There's Max Keeble's Big Move. There's not as many, to me, not as many of those like early 2000s aesthetic. But boy, this is
Completely encapsulates it.
oh man, it is so good. It is so insanely good. The movie starts out with 7 minutes worth of Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen commercials.
You love watching Mary-Kate and Ashley in their movies.
Mary-Kate and Ashley's own book series.
It's the Mary-Kate and Ashley Movie Magic Fashion Dolls.
It's the Fox Family original.
Saturdays, check out Mary-Kate and Ashley's first animated series.
Mary-Kate and Ashley's Winner's Circle game for PlayStation is like owning your very own horse.
Yeah, so it very firmly reminds you who you are likely watching this movie for. It also tells you all the ways that you can support them.
Yeah, their empire. Real
For real
dolls.
girls.
Real dolls for real girls. Real books for real girls. Real games for girls. But anyway,
Yeah.
on to the movie. Give your one sentence or
Paragraph, maybe.
give your paragraph summary of the movie.
So I would say that this is a quintessential early 2000s movie marketed to young girls. The twins are pulled from school to spend winter break with their family and family friends at the Atlantis Paradise Resort in the Bahamas. Between partying, boys, and espionage, the girls have their break cut out for them.
So what resort was that at again?
Oh, it's the Atlantis Paradise Resort in the Bahamas.
The Atlantis Resort in the Bahamas.
The Bahamas?
Does it have the largest marine life habitat in 2001?
I take care of the marine habitats of the Atlantis.
Oh.
It's enormous. Some people say it's the largest in the world. It's amazing.
We're staying here.
Somehow this movie had got to have been a huge chunk of the money is paid by Atlantis Family Resort in Las Vegas. Bahamas.
The Bahamas?
Jack and Jill saw the movie by Adam Sandler, saw this, and was like,
We can do one better.
hold my drink.
Hold my drink.
Al Pacino!
It's not Al anymore. It's Dunk.
Dunkachino?
But boy, they're jokes. There are dad jokes.
There's a dad rap segment.
There's dad rapping, which man, that dad is trying his hardest to make the best of a shitty situation. There's just a bunch of like non sequitur scenes where it just shows the parents hanging out or the kids hanging out. And one of the scenes that has the parents hanging out has this fantastic scene where the dad is rapping? Well, no. Okay.
It starts with all of the parents listening to new metal.
Sounds like Korn or some new metal.
Limp Bizkit.
Limp Bizkit.
Your car DH Club.
Nope.
What was it?
King of Hearts.
Man, I do that and look what happens. It becomes the King of Hearts.
They refer to it as, they're like, oh,
What do you think of this music?
I like it. Oh, I can't.
I don't know. I think it sounds angry. Are you angry, blah, blah, blah?
When it first starts off, they don't mention that it's rap.
No.
And they just say, what do you think of this music? And I'm like, oh, they're just talking about, like, you know, oh, music that teenagers listen to. It's angry, blah, 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 blah. And then towards the end of the scene, the mom says, she's like, well, if you come home listening to rap, I'm going to be taking the bus. I like it.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
I find it kind of angry. Are you angry, Harrison?
No, I'm open-minded.
All right. But if you start listening to rap music in the car, I'm taking the bus.
And that's where the scene just like completely falls apart because, boy, I've never found a group of white people that are so far removed from hip-hop culture than in that scene.
Yeah, that's pretty
And
bad.
then the dad starts rapping.
From the night since I'm a university dorm, when I put pen to paper with the paper to pen for the times I'm rocking around.
And I know it's like, you know, it's easy to nitpick these movies that are made for kids and all that. But boy.
This movie's an adult, by the way. We are sitting in 2020 and it came out in 2001.
Wow.
It's 19 years old. It's older than the girls in this movie. Speaking of, their love interests. They're old.
Yeah.
At least much older than them.
Yeah, I think they're supposed to be like 16, but both those guys are like
20 and 21.
Yeah. And I don't know, one of the dudes, you can't really tell. They never say
his age.
Yeah, and so it's always very bizarre. It feels
and uncomfortable.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's a lot of very lingering kissing scenes where I get if this is geared for girls, you know, they want romance, but it gets weird quick.
Yeah. They get pulled out of school and now they're on this
private jet
in front of a green screen snow. But anyway, they're on a private jet and they want to go to Hawaii
because their friends are there.
They want to go on their own. Apparently this was potentially something that was discussed earlier off camera that we didn't know about.
Prior to the movie existing.
But the dad is like, we're not going to Hawaii, or you're not going to Hawaii. We're going to the Atlantis, Bahamas resort in Hawaii. In Paradise, Las Vegas, Hawaii.
Bahamas.
And they're disappointed.
They're not just disappointed, they're outwardly complaining.
But Dad, we really wanted to go on a school trip to Hawaii. I mean, we have no friends in the Bahamas. There's no luau's in the Bahamas. There's no lifeguards in the Bahamas. I'm just saying, what do the Bahamas have that Hawaii doesn't have?
Like, multiple parts of this movie is dedicated to showing the girls, well, I guess I have to give up this dream of going to Hawaii with my friends.
Oh my God, this sucks.
And he I was gonna say inoculate. What's the word for like when you put someone out?
You could just say he knocks them out, or he incapacitates.
He incapacitates them by giving them Krispy Kreme donuts.
A box for each other, or for themselves.
I'm pretty sure they say Krispy Kreme. Yeah. Well, the box for sure says it.
Both the boxes.
Directly. Yeah, so there's...
And then they open it. Oh, glaze.
Megan Fox is there, and she has a bizarre voice.
And might I say, she was a good actor back then.
Yeah, I mean, she did her thing.
She's about the same.
She did her
then
thing.
and now.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that she was bad. She was just... They gave her some really strange direction.
Yeah. There's so many... Yeah.
And she's kind of the villain, but kind of not. She's... She's one of many disappearing characters.
Yeah. There's a couple characters that just disappear partway through.
Some people
the movie.
watch The Room to analyze it. We watch Holiday in the Sun.
Yeah, definitely.
What a story, Mark.
The family friends have a son and a daughter. The boy, he's he phones it in. The family friend boy likes one of them. Let's just leave it at one of them. He's got a weird voice too. Everyone has a weird voice in this movie.
So when are we gonna start talking about books?
In the casino, wondering why this is taking so long?
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
And you will get that package to me that we talked about?
You bet.
There's all these montages in the movie. It's basically montage the movie.
We counted. There are 17.
Okay.
And they take up 40 minutes of the 83-minute runtime of the movie.
Yeah, there's an absurd amount of montage. Like you could tell that they had this much of a script, and then they're like, "Fuck, we gotta fill out this movie." And so
they took montages of the girls on vacation in the Bahamas and used that.
I mean, the montages are great though because you get all those like great, fantastic effects
and
songs. Yeah. Effects are pretty terrible. There's this great scene where they're like checking guys out, and guys that are way too old for them.
Oh yeah,
and
legitimately like 20 to 30-year-old men.
And it's this great shot where it shows the
sunglasses.
Ooh, here's a good one. Computer gaming magnet, waiting for technology to catch up with him.
And then it's followed up by a really uncomfortable line where one of the two says, "I think he's ready for marriage."
Ooh, this one's ready for marriage. How do you know? Pierce dear, he knows pain and he's bought jewelry.
What do you mean by that?
That's like marriage is pain. Like that's what
it's just really strange.
It's so bizarre.
Also, why wasn't their mom on the plane? They met her in the Bahamas.
Because marriage is pain.
Clearly.
So some of the cute boys, there's our comic relief, who is
an idiot.
We just called him Dumb Boy when we watched it.
Yes, we did. Who we realized, funny we mentioned the room earlier, is in the room.
I mean, I don't think he's actually in the room.
He looks damn like him.
He looks...
It's the same person.
Me underwears. You must be kidding. Underwear. I got the picture.
Yeah. Exactly like this guy. Chocolate is the symbol of love, or whatever that dude's name is. He comes up to the girls when they're like relaxed on the beach checking out guys, and he's like, and he says,
parachutes in.
He parachutes in.
He parachutes in, pulls flyers out of nowhere, comes up to them, probably, and goes,
"Do you party?"
Sure.
I mean, he has some great lines.
"Hey, I'm gonna dance."
Good for you.
I don't know. Is it Keegan? No, Keegan's
the sister.
Keegan-Michael Key.
Keegan is the disappearing little sister.
Keegan-Michael Key plays the sister.
Yes.
From Jordan and Peele, or
yes.
Jordan Peele. Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan and Peele in Holiday in the Sun.
Yes. The disappearing little sister. Who's only there to advance the plot, and that's it.
Yep. Keegan-Michael Key. Then they go to this party, and who is it? Play?
Yeah.
Play, 2001, tween dream group Play does their hit, Us Against the World.
And then there's intersplice cuts of Megan Fox saying some really weird stuff.
Megan Fox walking through the crowd and all these guys trying to talk, just saying hello to her.
Hey, what's up?
Not my temperature.
I don't know. Keegan-Michael Key, who's the guy.
Okay.
He's sad because he wants to be with one of them, whichever one that one is. That one is. Oh, but the new guy comes.
Jordan.
Who we do know his name. Jordan is somebody who works at Atlantis Beach Resort.
Which makes his age even further ambiguous because he's the one we never hear his age.
What's your name?
Alex.
That's it, just one name?
One more than you.
Oh, but Megan Fox wants him.
Yeah. Megan Fox wants Jordan. Anyway, the party happens. They get home late. The parents scold them. Next scene.
Next scene, their punishment is they have to have fun with their parents.
Their punishment is they have to have fun with their parents. Then their parents immediately
let them go.
Oh, I forgot. We gotta mention. So in the plane scene, we completely forgot one of the best lines in the film.
Because it's when he's explaining to them, why should they go to the Bahamas instead of Hawaii? Oh my god, this sucks. And he's like, because I will be there and your mother will be there.
And I need a beach. And I need a martini. Stat. Okay.
The delivery, the fact that he almost sounds like he just wants to get away from these children that have caused him pain.
This is the last shoot of the entire movie, and he's just done. So he's like, "Fuck it," and they just kind of left it in.
It's like it's the Blade Runner thing where he made a take as worse as he could,
and they still used it.
Yeah, if you don't know, Harrison Ford for Blade Runner, Ridley Scott wanted to do voiceover for the entire movie, and Harrison Ford was like,
This
is
stupid,
terrible,
no.
and made the takes really bad because he thought he'll never use this. But oh boy, he used it
for the theatrical original release. Yes,
it's quite bad. Basically, what we're saying is this movie is Blade Runner.
Yes.
They don't advertise for killers in a newspaper. That was my profession, ex-killer.
So they get punished. Basically, there's this dumb subplot of Jordan, the guy who works there, accidentally smuggling
ancient Bahaman artifacts
through his plug, his dealer, chambray.
Shampoo
for your hair and your brain.
That's right, Al.
They eventually all realize that they want to be together
with the correct person for them.
With the correct partner. The parents end up wife swapping.
Honey, I've had enough crowds, enough kids, and not enough of you. Can we please go?
Oh, absolutely.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, they're fucking.
Dumb Boy's gone. Megan Fox is gone.
Yeah, Dumb Boy is just gone after a scene. Megan Fox is gone after a scene.
Keegan-Michael Key is gone after a scene.
Yeah.
The sister, I mean.
Yeah, that's true.
She shows back again with a boombox for one brief moment, and then when they pick up Jordan from the police station, and that's it. Those are the only two scenes after a point.
They get arrested
twice
during it. They go shopping in a scene. That's a montage.
Yep.
Oh, there is a bizarre, speaking of montages, there's a weird one.
Everyone except Jordan is chasing Champlain, trying to find him, and for some unknown reason, it's interspliced with still images of local children that all look very unamused.
Yeah, it's weird.
And it doesn't make any sense to the plot. And then on top of that, the chase scene is them chasing after an old man and somehow continuously losing him.
There's all these there's layers and layers of 80-yard dialogue of them going, Where is he? He's over here. He's over there.
Let's go grab him.
He's over there. Oh, where is he at?
Come on, there he is.
There he is. Where'd he go?
All right, let's go. I see him.
Oh, there he is.
What was the montage you meant?
Oh man. Okay, so when one of them and Jordan they're getting to know each other, and she goes to his job. He's feeding the stingrays, and there's a line.
They don't have teeth or anything, right?
No teeth.
They just suck on you?
It's okay, see?
Oh,
you just feed them. Good job.
It's sucking on me.
But then after that, he's like, oh, you want to help me feed the dolphins? And there's a weird montage of him chopping up fish. It's just set to this carefree chopping up the fish, and it's showing all these intense close-ups of like
Fish intestines.
guts and intestines.
And then he makes the joke of like putting one in a blender. You want a smoothie?
I'm trying to think. I feel like there's a bunch more that we've missed.
I mean, their logic for finding evidence that their friend is innocent is to steal a yacht.
Yeah.
Police won't board this ship without a good reason. So we'll give them a good reason. You have a plan?
Oh, the mother of all plans.
There's a lot of leaps of logic where it doesn't feel like any rational person would have come up with it.
Is the dumbass, there's this joke, the joke that they play twice.
Look at us. We're going out and they don't even care. We made our bed and now we have to sleep in it. You want to have your cake and eat it too. We made our bed, Alex. Now we have to sleep in it. You know that makes no sense. What do you mean accept? There is no accept. But let's say, I mean, just hear me out for a second. Go out, do that. Why do you keep it never my stomach can't have one cake and eat it too. Unless it's
It's like what runtime they didn't waste on montages. They're chipping away at with all the very weird scenes that don't really advance the plot at all. If you want to call it a plot, because the plot's not really
The plot's
there.
barely there. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, you know, once again, this is a Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen movie.
From 2001.
I shouldn't be
Deeply analyzing it.
But
here we are.
So that was Holiday in the Sun and Death Stranding. Both really great products.
Yeah.
Great. Yeah, rent them from your local library. Death Stranding, it's got Norman Reedus naked, if you're into that sort of thing. It's got Guillermo del Toro.
Fully clothed.
Fully clothed, if you're into that sort of thing. It's got poop grenades. It's got
Monster Energy drink.
Energy drink product placement. Yeah, or check out Holiday in the Sun, which has boys parties, Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen, Keegan-Michael Key, and an absurd amount of product placement in a movie.
So, for me, I'm sure for you too, between the two of these things that we are talking about now, I would say I'm much more likely to recommend Holiday in the Sun. Maybe not for its originally intended purpose, but for the sheer entertainment value, I'm much more likely to recommend that to some Joe Schmo off the street than I am Death Stranding.
Yeah.
I feel like Death Stranding, you really have to either know the person or know their level of Kojima awareness before you can really suggest it to somebody.
Yeah.
Whereas this is like The Room. This is like Samurai Cop. You can get a very high amount of entertainment from this just because of how terrible and wonderful it is.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, or it could be like the whole Pink Floyd thing. Like maybe you should play the game and have the movie going at the same time. There's probably parallels, you know.
Believe me, there's parallels. Okay, so here's my theory. Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen share a beach.
So much Mary-Kate and Ashley.
They're twins. They're inseparable in life and death. Really similar to Mama and Lockney, because they're basically the same person in two bodies. They more than likely died in a void out on the plane ride to Atlantis.
I'm taking you to Atlantis.
Which is why their mom only shows up after they arrive. This would explain why are their parents never the same in any of the movies. Maybe they're like Heartman. Maybe they can experience other people's beaches like Australia, London, New York, and all of the other ones. They experience other people's lives and the things they enjoy. Throughout the game, you'll find yourself dealing with like BTs that are connected to or close to one another. And like if you throw one of those blood grenades, it'll like kill both of them. Maybe it's because those are sightings of the twins from the other side. And then there's the fourth wall breaking at the end of Holiday in the Sun and throughout Death Stranding. What's the purpose of those moments? And what's up with the bizarre product placement like Krispy Kreme, Atlantis Hotels, Monster Energy drinks? They all come together. The strands are connected.
The strands, they're connected. Mom? Is that you? Listen, you are Sam Strand. No, I'm not that person anymore. I moved away from you. I moved away from that town. I got away. It's a funny word, Strand. A strand is part of rope or bond, while stranding means being washed up on the shore. And being stranded is when you can't go home. What about Muskington? What about the library? What about Kit? Thousands of miles away. But our bond still holds. But don't you see, I don't want to go back. Our bond still holds.
And I need a beach, and I need a martini. Stat!
Wake up! Come on. Come on.
Wait,
Hey, you're back.
what happened?
You've been out for like a month.
Wait, I've been here a month?
Yeah. Last week, old lady Smith had a conversation with you for like an hour. I don't even think you talked. And, I mean, on Tuesday, I started using you as a book cart. Oh, and Shonda came by.
Oh. I was on a beach. My mom was there. Everything was so vivid. It felt like I was being born again.
Well, it looked like you died.
By assimilating the minerals out of the soil and the rays out of the sunlight, a plant like a fern grows and grows and grows and extends its form. And in this way, its organization prevails. Now then, you see, if you take this task of what we call the conquest of nature.
Foto, nasa piscina. Hola, amigas.